Hello, guys. Welcome back to my channel. This is Gerard speaking. Welcome to Latin language learning. This is lesson number 11. We have now reached unit 3 in Duolingo. So, the application I'm using on my smartphone. So, as you can see, unit 3 is about discussing what's at school and describing your parents. So the last time we tried to do some of the exercises, so for the first lesson, and as a warm up, let's have a look at the guidebook. Here we have Discuss School, Quiz es Magister.
Quis est magister?
So who is a teacher? So the word magister means a teacher, and Disculpulus bene scribit.
Discipulus bene scribit.
Discipulus bene scribit. So discipulus means the student. It is masculine singular as a noun. So we see the ending us. This is important. And I learn Latin. So here we have the noun, which is I. And as you might already know, in Latin we don't always use a pronoun. So the personal pronoun, the subject pronoun, ego. Ego means I, and this is not always used. But if you look at the verb here, disco, disco is the verb to learn conjugated to the first singular person, therefore ego, and we know that it's I. So moreover, we see that we're talking about learning Latin as a language. So we see linguam latinam. So this now is not written in nominative case, and that's because it is now as an object in the sentence. So what am I learning? I'm learning something. So I'm learning, and that's because of that we have to change the ending. So lingua latina becomes linguam latinam. So take note of the ending as well. So here we are, am, latinam, linguam latinam. And the adjective normally comes second and not first, as in English. Latin language becomes lingua latina. Moving on,
Livia librum legit.
another example here. We have Livia librum legit, and Livia is a subject reading a book. So Livia is the subject, and so Librus, if I'm not mistaken, so Librus is the object here. And because it's the object, we have to put it not in the nominative, but in the accusative form. So that's why it becomes librum. Livia legit librum. Okay, moving on.
Ego litteris studeo.
And here it's also the same. We see that ego. This time we have the pronoun, the subject pronoun ego. So which is I, of course. What am I doing? I'm studying. So studio, yeah, studio. And what am I studying is the object. So this is the object of the sentence, and therefore it has to be in accusative form. Ego litteris studeo. Uh, I'm not sure what is here the nominative form of literature. So if you know, let me know. Thank you. Describe your parents. So let's check the second part of this guidebook. So matrem benignam habeo. Let's listen to that.
Matrem benignam habeo.
Yes. Here it means I have a kind mother. So the subject pronoun ego. Sorry, let me try again. The subject pronoun ego is missing because it's not compulsory. In Latin, you can just write the verb and it is clear enough to understand. So, habeo, what do I have? I have a mother with an adjective kind. So, with the adjective kind, and like I said, the adjective comes second in Latin, and that's why you have mater benigna. But because it is as an object, yeah, also an object, therefore we have to change it and put it in accusative. So how do we say mother in Latin? We know that. So it's simply mater. So mater becomes matrem. Mater, matrem, matrem. Okay. And the adjective also, benigna, become benignam. Okay, let's see the next one.
Patrem benignum habeo.
Okay. Now we have the same sentence, but for a masculine noun, which is pater. Sorry, I didn't write correctly. So pater should be like this, pater, and it becomes patrem, and the adjective benignus becomes benignum. So pater, mater, it changes, it becomes matrem and patrem. Benigna becomes benignam, and benignus becomes benignum. So I see there is kind of a pattern here, and pater, pater est serverus. Let's listen to it.
Pater est severus.
Severus. So father is, this time we have pater instead of patrem, and this is very clear to understand, very understandable, and that's because pater is the subject. The subject, so the subject, let me write it completely, the subject of the sentence. So it is pater who is uh, Serverus. And Severus also is in nominative. Both of them are in nominative. That's because they're saying equal to equal. This is this. So two nouns. Two nouns and both are in nominative. This is an N, sorry. Okay, so that's something very important as we move on and learn to make more complex sentences. Pater non est severus, sed benignus. Here we have a negative sentence. So pater non est, so is not severus. So this is now nominative as well, both of them. Sed benignus. So we have a conjunction which is sed. Sed means but. So it just means but in English. So sed means but. We know that. So pater non est severus, sed benignus. And the adjective this time, the adjective is also in nominative, since it's on the same level. So there is no action done on Severus and no action done on Benignus. So this is wonderful. We have looked at the different examples, and we are starting slowly to get an idea how the Latin language functions and what are its cases, and we're discovering more and more its grammar. All right, thank you so much. And so now that we have discussed about this, let's do some exercises. So we have the fifth part of this first lesson. Let's try to do it. Yeah. So if you're ready, let's start.
Te doceo.
Te doceo. I have no idea what it is. Doceo is to teach. Okay. To teach is doceo. I teach you, I guess. You. Te doceo. So the subject pronoun to becomes te, as it is a subject here. The action is as it is an object, an object. Here it would be the subject pronoun, object pronoun. And so I teach you. Simply, te doceo. Discipuli. Notice that it's not the ending shows that it's not it's not singular, and it is in this case masculine plural. So this puli, it's puli instead of pulos. That would be the ending of masculine singular. So this one is masculine plural. Discipuli, and the verb also is conjugated to the third plural person, and it's discunt. Discunt is basically they learn. Yeah, I don't have space here, but they learn. What do they learn? So they learn lingua. And therefore it has to be in accusative case. It has to be put in accusative case. So what's the form of lingua in accusative case? I would guess that it's lingue. I think it's lingue. It's not good. So it is linguas. So linguas is the accusative case of lingua.
Corinna magistrum habet.
So from our logic, my logic, so we made a mistake there. So lingua becomes linguas in accusative, and Corinna is a subject, yes, because we see the ending, subject, and Corinna habet has magistrum. Magister, we know what is magister. It is a teacher. So Corinna has, this is the object, therefore let's say object, yeah, subject, object, yeah. So magister becomes magistrum. This is something we have already seen. So Corinna has a teacher. Ego I, habeo, have. What do I have? It would be an object, of course. So I have an object, of course. So what is this object? It is magister. But since it is a subject again, it is an object. Yeah, it is an object. My bad. So crazy writing, of course I know. So object. So we have to put it as magistrum. So I have a teacher. Ego magistrum habeo. Now,
Linguae Latinae student.
okay. Now we have another sentence. We don't see the pronoun. So where is the pronoun? There is no pronoun. But we see the verb, which is student. Student, we know it's for they, the third singular person, plural person. So what are they studying? What do they study? They study lingua latina. So since this is a verb, of course, the subject is not here. There is no subject because it's understood, right? And so the object is lingua latina. So because it's in this case, so we have to put it in the correct form, and it is linguae latinae. So that's where I am starting to wonder why there was asked previously when here it is guai. So I'm very perplexed. So you can understand my surprise. So they study Latin language, and the Latin language. This is a very bad mistake because we still have to use articles in English, whereas in Latin there are no articles. So that's why I got it wrong. Liuia domi, which is at home. So dome, I think, or that would be the nominative. Domi legit. So she. This is a subject. This is the verb. This is just an attribute of location. So where, domit, giving us more information about Liuia. So where Liuia is, Liuia legit domi, and the object here, the object is librus. So librus. I think this is how you say it in nominative, yeah. But since we have to put it in accusative, yeah, case. So how do you change librus to accusative? So this is a good question. Do you think it's libri or libros? I will say that it's libros because libri looks to me to be simply the masculine plural of libros, and therefore it is still in nominative. So this one should be accusative. Let's see if I'm right. Yes, in this case I'm right. So Liuia legit not one book, but many books. Not librum, but libros. So this is accusative, masculine plural. To my, that's how I see it. Okay, so that's what I understand.
Linguae Latinae domi studemus.
Okay, next one we have studemus, which is we study. So we study. So we study. What do we study? We study still the Latin language. The Latin language. Don't forget the article. Don't do like me. So the Latin language. The article is capital here. So we study at home. What do we study? So we know the verb, we know the location and so on. This is just extra. We know the object. Let's try to translate this in good English. So we study Latin language at home. Notice that it's linguae latinae. What's wrong here? Oh, no, we study the Latin language. Again, sorry, we study the Latin language. Again, it's a silly mistake. I did it twice and I keep doing it. I keep repeating this mistake. Okay, so magister habet. So this is a subject, as we know. This is the verb. So it means has. So what does the teacher have? What does the teacher have? If you have something, it is also in the object form. Yeah, it's also in the object form. So therefore, we have to change the ending. This discipulas would be feminine plural, to my understanding. And if we want to put it in in the nominative case, of course, if we want to put the feminine plural in the accusative case, we have to say discipuli. So that should be the right answer. Oh, no, it is not. So now I'm guessing that there might be something wrong. Maybe because of the verb habet. So the verb to have. So if you have something, maybe you keep it in nominative. That might be the reason why. So let's see.
Scribo. In libro scribo.
In libro, libros becomes libro because it's it's preceded by in, which is like a preposition. So in libro scribo.
In libro scribo.
So I write in book, in the book. I write in the book. Okay.
Multae lectiones in libro sunt.
Multae lectiones.
Multae lectiones in libro sunt.
So this one we got it right. So it just mean that there are many chapters, like lecciones in the book. There are many chapters in the book.
Multae lectiones in libro sunt.
Lecciones. Okay.
Magistra et magister student.
Magistra et magister student.
Magistra et magister student.
So notice that they all studying. They study instead of teaching. So the female teacher and the male teacher study. Okay. Here we have a previous mistake. We had many in this lesson. So discount is they, and it's they learn. So that would be the right verb here. That's the verb. We know it is the third plural person, and so who is the subject? The subject is discipuli. Discipuli is the male plural in the nominative form, of course. So they are doing the action. They are learning. And what are they learning? So I would say they are learning linguae. Yeah. But the last time, well, maybe this one is plural. This is female plural. That's why I will go with linguas. Linguas is the correct one. So we saw that. So we can understand here that this is plural, female plural. Yeah. And this is female singular. And both are in accusative form. So linguas. Okay, moving on.
Linguae Latinae student.
Another mistake. So here we have the verb, the verb, we have the object, right? We got the object here. Uh mm, 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 mm. So I'm still confused about the linguas, They study the Latin language. It's just here it is linguae, Latinae, and it is not plural. So that was my guess previously. So that's why I don't understand now. I don't understand why. Yeah. Let's move on. We will see.
Linguae Latinae
I hope we will
domi
understand the logic
studemus.
later on. So linguae Latinae domi studemus. Again, we see that's the correct form when lingua latina is in the object position function in the sentence. So we have now so we, because it's studemus, we study the Latin language at home. So that was understood, but I tend to forget the article, and that's why I got that one wrong first time. So here we have this one, and so I would tend to say this, yeah, but we know that it's discipulas, and we don't understand really. So we don't understand why. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So discipulas is feminine plural, and is it in? I think it's also in nominative. That's why. Yeah, I think that's why. We see that it's in plural, so that's the plural form. Okay, that's great. So we are starting to have some insights, and I will. Hey guys, so here we are, and we're back. and another reward. Yeah, why not? So yeah, so welcome back. I just earned 30 more gemstone, and I am now on a 25 days strike, which is great. I have never been on such a strike, long strike. Guys, so I'm really excited because um, so I'm starting to feel more confident about all these you know rules, grammar rules, and that's just great. I feel really nice about this. So here is a personalized practice, probably what I really need. So nothing new here. It's going to be just um, practice basically. So I'm gonna practice. And Juvenis, Juvenis is a young man. This is masculine singular. Non-habitat, non-habitat does not live. So does not live. Uh, so we are looking for what kind of thing? We are looking for an adjective. We're looking for an adjective here. So since it's masculine, singular, it should be solus.
Ego literis latinis studeo.
What?
Ego literis latinis studeo.
Ego.
Ego literis latinis studeo.
Literis. Literis or literis?
Ego literis latinis studeo.
Okay, I got it, I think. So it's literis latinis istudeo. Istudeo, right? Istu. Let me write istudeo. Okay. So I learn what? Latinis. So Latin literature. Let's see how it goes. It's correct. I'm surprised. Well, we're getting there. So ego literis latinis studeo. And the basic theme of this lesson is the accusative for the object of this sentence. All of a sudden, a dative is thrown in. So if studeo, studere takes a dative generally, it should be indicated as studio and then something. However, we have yet to be introduced to dative at all. So the sentence is definitely misplaced here and should be reserved for later. Therefore, the dative. This incursion into dative and studere is really too early in this course, when a lot of people didn't understand the basic cases and the accusative use. I hope they'll fix this incoherence in the post beta. Well, they have spoken, so okay, so probably that's what actually bugged us, let's say, before, because I have. How would you write literature basically if this is genitive, which is another case? Yeah. So what would be the nominative of uh, Latin literature? Would it be Latinus? Maybe, maybe. Who knows? The family lives, but if you study something, I don't see why it should be genitive there. Let's think a little bit. So it says I or he or she or we, anyway, but we study. We study what? This cannot be genitive, can it be? No, I don't think it's genitive at all. I don't think it's genitive at all. At least to my understanding, it is not genitive. The family lives in Philadelphia. So the family lives in Philadelphia. Familia, I would say familia. Familia, Philadelphia, habitat. Very easy, this one. The students study the Latin language in school. So the students, this looks very messed up to me. In Ludo, I know it is in school. So in Ludo, it means in school. But the students study. So, well. To study here would be student. Yeah, student. But the way that you have discipuli, why is it discipuli? That's a question here. Discipuli. Oh, okay. Okay. Is it because discipulus, discipuli, right? These are nominatives, masculine singular and masculine plural, respectively. And then we have discipula, and if it's plural, is it discipuli or is it discipulas? I'm starting to think that it is discipuli because it is a subject here. So let's consider it like this. Discipuli in Ludo.
In.
No.
In.
Let's discipuli student. So we put the adjective later, yeah. Latin language, we say linguae latinae in Ludo.
In.
Okay, it is correct, but we have to understand everything. So we know this. So probably this is ludis. That might be the nominative form of a school. Yeah. If we click here, ludus. Sorry, not ludis, but ludus might be. Wow, my writing is getting worse. So ludus, not dus. Let's try a look again. Ludus might be, or maybe not. Yeah, but student, we know this is a verb. This is the object. So we know that it becomes like this when it's in the object form, accusative form. But discipuli, why is it discipuli and not discipulas? I was thinking that that's that is a plural, but okay. My family. How would you? I know Mihi Nomen, but that's not good. Mea. I think it's Mea because it's yes, it is Mea. Familia because it's feminine. I wanted to say. So you have to put it in agreement. So mea familia lives in Roma. So this one we know. Roma means in Roma. How do you say live? Habitat. No, habitat. Habito, habitat, yeah. Habitus, habitat. Okay, we got this. Magistra et discipula. So here we see clearly that the feminine singular, yeah, is discipula. Magistra et discipula linguas discunt. We know it is discunt because this is we, this is I, disco, and this is he or she, right? Discit, so disco, discimus, discunt. And what? We see the verb, well, not the subject here, linguas, and lingua becomes linguas in accusative, it seems, and not linguae. So they learn languages. Is it because it's plural, feminine plural in accusative? It is possible. Stephanos is a teacher. Everything is possible if you don't understand anything, I guess. So Stephanos magister est. This one is easy.
Discipulae lectiones legunt.
Okay, here we have discipulae, which is feminine plural. Yeah. So we can tell this by looking at the ending here, and of course the verb, confirming that it's in plural, basically.
Discipulae lectiones legunt.
Legunt. Legunt is they read, yeah? They read. Lectiones. Lectiones. This is in accusative, I suppose. And also it is feminine plural. So it seems that when it's feminine plural in accusative, it ends with an S. So read the chapters. Now let's look at this one. You have you, which is two. And scribes would be to write. I will write scribes right away. It doesn't matter here. And literature. I don't know. So we have literis. We have seen literis before, and I think that's the right one. And I will write literis here. Okay, both are wrong. So scribeo becomes scribis. It's not scribes. Scribit. Okay. Scribeo, scribis, scribit. And literas. Literature. And not literis. Is it because literature is in plural? We don't know. Let's see. Let's see what they say. And what is the difference between literis and literas? Literis is a dative and ablative plural form. So ablative, it's instrumental, by the way. Instrumental. Plural form. So plural form. Literis is the plural form. Literas is accusative plural form. So that's correct, yeah. That is correct. If we trust this explanation, literas is often used as the direct object for a verb, but you have likely seen the use of the verb studere, which usually takes a dative like a direct object instead of the accusative. Okay, so this is a big explanation because that's what I was thinking. Certain verbs in Latin, like in many, like in other languages, what happens is that they actually have, so certain languages have verbs that behave differently, and they take different cases and so on. So these exceptions, they makes learners' life just hell, because you have to look for the explanation, you have to try to understand and so on. So basically here it is literas, and literas is plural, is it masculine? Literas is often used as a direct for verb, but you have okay, yeah, it is not plural. So many chapters are in the book. Many chapters are in the book. Multi. How do you say it? Lecciones. Okay, I will write it. I cheated this time, so I had a peek. Lecciones in libro sunt. This one is good. And my family, we know this. Mea familia. Bostonia. Bostoniai. Habitat. It should be habitat.
Multae urbes sunt in America.
Multae what?
Multae urbes sunt in America.
Urbes, yeah, cities. Sunt in America. America with a K or with an A, with a C. With a C, just like in English. What is his name? What is his name? Quid. This is what? Quid est. Is it ear? I think it's. I don't know. Yeah. Nomen. I don't know how to say this. A nomen. I think, yeah. A girl was born in Germany. So puella nata est in Germania. Nice. So you have 4 female students and 4 male students. Tu habes quator discipulas et quator discipulos. Okay. Let's have a look at the discussion here. So dropping 2. No. I am just wondering. This is in accusative. I think it's in accusative. You have what? So I don't think it's a genitive. Yeah, I don't think it's genitive. I think it's you have what, an object, and manier. Normally, in some, like in Latvian, for example, you would say I have something, so you put it in nominative. But here it's not the case. Tu habes quator discipulas. This is because from what I understood here is that you have discipula, discipuli. Yeah, you have discipulus, discipuli. Yeah. It's quite difficult to understand because we have to understand also what would be discipulo. Discipulos would be I have, what do I have? And let's say I have like libros. It will become so habeo, ego habeo. Let's say I have a book, so libros. It should be libros, no? I don't know. So we still have to figure everything out. We're starting to have a small understanding, but at least I think I'm starting to have small understanding, but that's not really clear for me. So I guess that's why I need to practice even more. Yeah. And let me pause. So guys, here we are, and I think because I have a book, I do have a book about Latin, and I think I'm just going to consult it and see what they say about the accusative form. So bear with me. I will tell you more. And before we continue our lesson, I think it's a good idea to clarify this, at least uh, to make this lesson worthwhile. Yeah. So I will see you in a bit. Okay, guys. Well, it's quite interesting, and I have done some research. I read a little bit, and I can tell you, for example, let's consider a word which is nauta. So this is the example that I have. Nauta means sailor. Yeah. So sailor, 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 just like Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Pom pom. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Pom pom. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Something like that. Pom pom. And so this is a word which ends with an A, right? Let me get back there. So we have now ta. It ends with an A, and I'm thinking that this word is a feminine now. I think that it's a feminine now, and it's in singular. So if you want to say sailors, which is sailor is nauta, but sailors would be nautai, and you just add an E at the end. So you just add an E, and it becomes a plural. A plural now. Okay. So that's as simple as this. So when it ends with a, it's a singular. You put it in plural. You add this e, and that's it. it's done. Another example of a feminine singular noun. So feminine singular noun is I will write it for you. Is poeta. So P-O-E, poeta. Yeah. So this means a poet. So poet, the person who writes poems and so on. So if this is in the feminine singular, nominative case, if you want to put it in the plural, so you just add the E, it becomes poetai, and it becomes, poets. Now we have seen that, for example, mater, mater, mother, is not the same, and also the ending is not with an A. And we have seen in previous in the previous unit. So how to say it? Let's have a look again. So ubi habitat Marcus. This is just talking about location. But we have, for example, frater. So frater becomes fratres. We have filia, filiae. This one makes sense because it ends with a. Filia means daughter. We have puella, puellae with an e. Yeah, so we add e here. Both are very understanding. And filius, it becomes filia. I think this for a son is filius, and filius becomes filiae. I don't think it's filius unless it's filius. Okay. We also have here, for example, because in Latin you also have this ending juvenis. So this is a young man, and then in plural it becomes juvenes. Juvenes, yeah. So that's why I think it's filius. Filius. It has to be filius, not filus. Filius. And you remove this use, you put another e. And here, if it has is, then you put the juvenes. Yeah. That's my guess. So we can do some exercises, some more exercises, and see how it is. And we don't have much time, but let's practice. Let's practice and try to build our
Livia in
knowledge.
urbe studet. Livia in urbe studet.
Livia. So Livia in orbe studet. This is nothing difficult. The father. So pater.
Pater.
Scribit.
Scribit.
Dome scribit. Better to say.
Scribit.
Scribit. Scribo. Scribo. Scribis and scribit.
Livia non in urbe studet. Livia non in urbe studet.
Livia.
Livia non in urbe studet.
Non in orbe. This is negative. And studet, of course. Non in urbe. So Livia does not study in the city. Who is he? So quis est
Est.
is.
Is.
or better to say quis est.
Puella sum.
Wait a moment. Puella
sum.
So I am a girl, so easy.
Sum femina.
Sum femina. This is also easy. I am a woman.
Pater domi scribit.
Pater domi scribit. Also easy. Pater
Vir
writes at home.
dormit.
Vir dormit. We have it.
Ea est puella.
Who?
Ea est puella.
Ea. Ea est puella. So she is a girl. And
Quis est ea?
quis est ea. So who is she?
Is domi dormit.
Is domi dormit. We know this.
Is est pater.
Is est pater. He is the father. Or he's a father.
Quis est in urbe?
Quis est in orbe. So quis est in orbe. Who is in the city?
Quis dormit?
Quis dormit. Who sleeps? And Corinna is a woman, so Corinna femina est. And femina sum. Okay, perfect. That was not hard at all. Very basic. I was hoping that I'll get some accusative or some plural form, some plural forms questions, exercises, but no, I didn't. So welcome back, guys. I had to put you on pause. Well, we did it. We did one exercise, one revision, and so on. And we are here. We are talking about parents, discuss about school, things like that. And for this one, we cannot click on it. This we cannot do it right now because it seems that you have to finish this one. Yeah, this one, and then you'll get the chance to do this again only after doing the actual one. And so you can jump here, actually. That's great. If you want, you feel confident enough to jump, you can jump. There are a lot of exercises to come, but there are not so many, actually. There are only 14. I've seen 14 units, I guess. So I have seen other languages with like almost 100, almost 100 units, or 160 even units, like Spanish or something. But yeah, it's a very short. Course, language course, and I think if I invest myself, if I apply myself like I should, I might finish this and get a good Latin language notion, knowledge. That would be great. At least that's that's my will. So if you like Latin and you enjoy watching my videos, my attempts to learn the language, you can like the video, give it a thumb up, share the video with your friends. Maybe they are also in Latin language learning, and subscribe to my channel. This will definitely help me to stay in touch with you. Alright, guys, so thank you so much, and till next time, take care. Cheers, bye bye.